And the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety estimates about 300 deaths have occurred in the last 3 years due to moving cars hitting stationary cars on the highway. I dug deeper into how prevalent the issue has become in the Mountain State and what drivers need to know moving forward. Police pulls someone over on the side of a highway, road workers are working on the right shoulder, or someone is sitting with their flashers on waiting on AAA. What do? West Virginia law states you move over or slow down, but Bo Evans with the governor's highway safety program says many people don't.
It happens every day.
In 1996, a paramedic in South Carolina was tragically killed while responding to a crash on the side of a highway. Legislation passed a law requiring vehicles move over when emergency crews are on the shoulder of the road. Since then, all 50 states have passed variations of this law, but Evans says almost 20 years later, it's still an ongoing issue.
There's at least, on average, over the past 5 years, at least 2,000 plus that have been struck and killed on the sides of the roadways, and that involves law enforcement, first responders, but also folks that had a tire blowout, that they were out there trying to change their tire, their car broke down.
West Virginia legislators recently expanded the law to include stranded motorists with backing from AAA. Lori Weaver Hawkins with AAA says it was important to include more people into the law because of incidents that have taken place in the Mountain State over the past few years.
In West Virginia, during that time period, we had 8 people lose their lives between 2017 and 2021 due to roadside crashes. In West Virginia, we really needed to expand that law to include motorists who were stranded after dark, or not after, motorists that were stranded by the roadside, but we also needed to expand the law to include all workers, because the way that it was worded previously did leave kind of a loophole where road maintenance workers are included.
West Virginia law states as of July 11th, 2025, drivers who approach first responders, road maintenance crews, and disabled or stranded motorists using hazard lights or warning signals are required to move into the next lane if it is safe to do so. Otherwise, drivers need to slow down to a reasonable speed for the conditions and weather.
It's not one of those slow down or move over sort of thing. If you're moving over, you still need to slow down as well until you get past the incident. And a lot of people just ignore that.
In West Virginia, a turnpike worker was killed while fixing a pothole this past April after being struck by a commercial vehicle. In July and September, 2 separate incidents occurred on Interstate 79 where a car hit a stationary police cruiser. Both times law enforcement were in the cruiser.
Even though we are having folks trained and educated, we need motorists to do their part as well, because all the wonderful training and education that goes into that, trying to keep them safe, isn't going to work 100% when we have people ignoring the fact that they need to pay attention to their driving.
Both the governor's highway safety program and AAA have promoted the law to make drivers aware.
There's been informational posts on the state's Facebook websites. Department of Highways has done several projects on this, media campaigns, and the big message boards up on the interstate.
There's even a day in October dedicated to raising awareness for the issue.
Every 3rd Saturday in October, each year we mark National Move Over Day. That gives us an added way to really educate the public and bring awareness to this issue.
Until then, drivers are encouraged to pay attention to their surroundings, especially as darkness comes quicker with the changes of the season.
The traffic that's coming around that curve there, they have, a good half a mile there to see us that we're sitting here.
What do you do when you see a law enforcement officer pull someone over on the side of the highway? For some, they keep on driving, breaking the law.
Right now, an offense on this can be up to $500. You could face time in jail if you're caught DUI as a DUI driver and you violate this law, then the fines drastically go up.
West Virginia requires drivers to move over if safe and slow down when another vehicle is on the shoulder of a highway or on the side of the road. I went out with Sergeant Josh Lester with the Kanawha County Sheriff's Office to see how many drivers are actually following the laws, and the numbers were troubling.
You can see it's probably about 50% of the drivers that are in that right lane are doing the right thing. The other 50% are in violation of the law.
A survey conducted by the AAA Foundation found 23% of drivers were unaware of the move over, slow down laws in their state, and 42% admitted they don't comply.
I mean, you can sit and count this all day long of the cars that fail to obey this law, and it's posted on our highways, so it's no ignorance of the law because it is out there.
We saw many cars not getting over, but Lester says it doesn't stop there.
They did slow down, and now they're moving over at the last minute. This car's moving over at the last minute, almost cut another vehicle off to do so. Now that's not what we want to do. Ideally, they're cutting another vehicle off just to change lanes when they should have just slowed down and reduced their speed.
Lester says cars that do get over need to give themselves enough time to do so, or else even more issues could arise.
When you're driving, you need to be alert. You need to be looking ahead to see what you need to do. Those are the drivers who are focused on the road. The drivers that you see making these last-minute changes are drivers who may not be as focused on their driving as they should be.
While distracted driving plays a role, speed does as well. AAA's Lori Weaver Hawkins says when drivers slow down, the risk of damage does too.
They may not be aware of how much of a difference it can make just to slow that speed down. It can literally mean the difference between life and death if something were to occur.
The West Virginia Department of Transportation reports in 2023, speed was a factor in 33% of fatal crashes.
It's really difficult for someone to survive being hit by a vehicle going a road speed. And so that's why it's so very important to slow down and realize that in some cases, these people are working just inches from traffic, zooming past them.
Hawkins hopes these statistics improve with the help of everyone on the roads.
Changing these driving behaviors, people just don't think it's that important to be mindful and be focused on that road. And that's a huge problem.
In Charleston, Bailey Tucker, Eyewitness News.